So today, we're going to be reviewing the Engl, finally. I've been making a handful of videos using this amplifier already. Haven't really made a proper review for it. I'm not entirely sure how I want to proceed with this, but I think I'm actually going to be doing two videos. It's really just going to be with a passive humbucker guitar today and this amplifier. I'm just going to show a little bit of what's going on. However, there's going to be a separate video where I have about 10 guitars or so going through this amplifier, switching through the pickups, trying to do a little bit of a lead, some rhythms, and just showing how each of these pickups are sounding against this amplifier. And that's just so people can kind of get an understanding of how this amplifier is going to sound with a variety of humbuckers. So I don't really have single coils, so there's only like one single coil sound in that video, and it's the coil splitting of Music Man guitars. So be on the lookout for that video. I think that one's going to really help, hopefully. And this one, though, without further ado, is just going to be with this guitar, this amplifier, and we're going to just see some of the different tones we can get out of it. So I noticed the way this amplifier mics up, at least the way I have the mic right now. That may change if I kind of experiment a little bit more with the mic. It sounds like this amplifier, especially just in the setting that I have it right now, the way I have it all EQ'd, it just cuts more. It has a lot more highs. And I usually prefer more of a balanced sound where you hear the lows too. And they exist, but the highs are really there. Even when you're in the low area, it seems to cut. I don't know. It's pretty mean, so it's still fun. But what I'm saying is the room, though, the way I EQ'd it, it has more of a balanced sound. But when I mic it, that's just how it is, I guess. I don't mind it too much, but that's just something I wanted to bring up as well, is in the room, I hear a full tone, where when it's mic'd up, it's mostly there, but it's missing a little bit of its lows, I think. For the time being, this is going to be my main amplifier, especially for videos. So it's a good tube amp that I've been long overdue for. I've mostly been playing solid state like most of my life, so I have fun with those solid state amps and I really enjoy them. But what I noticed out of this amplifier, especially since it's a tube amp, I noticed it brings a little bit more life to each of my guitars. In fact, I start to really hear each characteristic even better about each instrument, whether it's the woods or mostly the pickups, but just how the overall sound is. I really can notice a distinct difference better than when I was plugged into the Black Star or any of the other amplifiers that I have. So the Engl switch is optional, but I found it useful, so I purchased it. So right now I just have the gain and then the boost activated. No boost activated. Just cleans. If you really wanted to, cleans with your boost. So we're going to check out some leads. right now, but I'm also going to apply the boost soon. So here's the leads without the boost and all 3 settings of these pickups. And then the boost applied. Now we're going to apply the boost. It's already got a lot of gain, but here's the boost still. I like that this thing has delay that kind of also is part of one of these features. Well, all these little mini toggle switches, they're toggle switches by the way, but these switches are actually what makes this Ironball special, the special edition. And I like how it has a delay and you can control the delay function in the back. I got it to about here. This sounds pretty good to me. Huge sell for me with this amplifier, since it's a modern amplifier that's high gain, is it has a noise gate just installed with the amplifier, and it's pretty cool. You can also control that in the back as well, and I'll show that in a bit. But I obviously just always have it on. Like it helps just keep everything tight. Because like I could turn it off and you might hear some noise. So that's what you're going to be hearing if you don't have that noise gate on. Yeah, so that's what you're going to be hearing if you don't have that noise gate on. Reverb is built into this amplifier as well, so I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of a standard, I would say. So it's not that unique, but I like that it's there because I use a little bit of it, but mostly I try to keep everything nice and tight. It has an effects loop switch too, so you could just cut out all your effects if you just needed to. There's also a storing setting, so it'll try to store what you have, but I think the storing setting actually works if you have the MIDI. And I just learned what MIDI even was. It's a foot switch that's compatible with your amplifier, takes a different type of cord, it's in the back, that you connect it to. And these settings that you can store are these effects and stuff. I hope it stores the actual tone too that you EQ'd. I don't know. I don't have one yet. I'm really thinking about getting one of those. So if I do, I'll try to do a future video on that. But I like all the options that it has. This stuff has a lot of nonsense in the back too. Like some stuff I don't even know what it is yet. So it's got a lot more than just what you see in the front. But the whole reason really why I bought this thing was because it's a good, modern, high gain like machine. I did want to section part of this video with an extended range guitar. That way, if someone wanted to hear how this sounds kind of down-tuned, I have that option here with still passive pickups. These are the Sonic Ecstasy ceramic passive DiMarzios in the Ironball Majesty. So, brings out a deeper tone. I am using the piezo system as well, just to kind of blend a little bit. That was my favorite tone out of this guitar, but I can just use also the magnetic just so you can hear the amplifier a little bit more. But again, I wanted to show this amplifier and its distortion stuff with extended range. That way you hear more of a down-tuned sound, just to see if that's what you want in those lower registers. So maybe I thought it was a little important just to see the actual amplifier. And so you can actually see the switches, toggle switches. And here's what the back of this amplifier looks like. I haven't even got to talk about the power soak yet, and that's a huge feature I think is great in this amp too, is it goes up to 20 watts, had it at 5 right now, and it's already loud as shit. And one is, it's cool, like when you're playing at night, it gets kind of loud, and you could just have the speaker on too, and it'll just, oh yeah, actually the speaker off, so you can hear the amp directly in if you're plugged in to like an audio interface or a computer, any of that stuff. So it won't go through the room if you want to use that. But I think the 5 watts works great for room, and then the 20 is just going to go great. Here's how you control your noise gate, your reverb, and the balance output, which is kind of interesting as well. I haven't really messed around with that as much, but that's there. There's the foot switch, and that's what I was using. There's the foot switch, and that's what I was using. There's the MIDI control that I talked about. I don't have one of those yet, but that's kind of cool. The USB area. Effects loop, there it is. The IR selector is very interesting. I think that's with frequencies and stuff. Maybe I'm incorrect, but that's just an area that I really haven't been using. There's also headphone areas, which is actually very cool. The balance output over there. And you know, that's how you connect the amplifier to any sort of cab. So this amplifier, it's a hard sell for me. I believe I got my money's worth on this. This amplifier is not cheap, especially for a 20-watt amplifier. The thing is, you get all this extra feature in it, and the fact that it has a noise gate in there and some delay, I really like that. I like that I can even turn that stuff off if I don't want it. The noise gate is super helpful. In fact, maybe will become a standard in future amplifiers too. Because, especially with high gain ones, perfectly happy with this amplifier. I'm super excited that I finally can just hear like more characteristics from my guitars, just better. Having this tube amp, I really hear it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So this amplifier is worth every penny, I think.